one of the things I think about a lot is how busy days can be. And
Hmm.
you might be running from meeting to meeting or ticket to ticket or call to call. Is it realistically possible to have a mindfulness practice in the workplace? Can you actually practice while you're on the computer as we are now and dealing with stressful activities and concepts and Slack pings and Gmails and your phone flashing you all of the alerts that you've got?
Yeah. Well, the short answer is yes, it is possible. Um, it's not easy in some ways, to be really present and mindful with our experience, and yet it really is fully possible. So, with the teacher that I studied with, and I was in a meditation center actually in Burma. You don't have to do that these days. It's everywhere. You can find practices that are supportive. And one of the ways that he would kind of show the ease of it, he would give very simple, like, you know, instructions in the beginning. So right now, for example, if you just like, put your hands together and it says, can you feel your fingers touching? And Tom, can you feel your fingers touching?
I
Might feel
can.
some pressure,
Mhm.
the coolness. Okay. Can you feel maybe if your feet on the floor? If your feet can feel some pressure down there?
Yep, I'm feeling the wood beneath my feet right now.
Great. So when did you become aware of your feet?
When you mentioned them, not until.
Yes, exactly. Was that hard to do?
No, it was
So,
top of
right,
mind as soon as you said the word.
exactly. So that's the essence of being aware, of being mindful. Easy to forget, easy to forget to notice that the body is breathing. As soon as we remember, and that's one of the, in a way, definitions of mindfulness, is this quality of remembering the present moment.
Hmm.
As soon as we remember, it might not be that hard to know we're feeling stressful, but there's a big difference between being aware of stress and being in it. Being in it, right, versus being swept away. Being mindful of it, this mindfulness quality is growing. Everything that we're being mindful of is growing this quality. Just like everything that we may be angry about, everything we might be frustrated about will grow frustration, will grow anger. Anything that we become mindful of. In the beginning, we might feel like we're not getting anywhere, but the awareness is growing. And awareness again of what? You know how the body is feeling. For example, right now, you might notice that you're hearing. Just the very simple thing that hearing is happening. Again, if we have the working ear door, we're hearing sounds as soon as we wake up. But how many moments of our life do we actually recognize in the present moment hearing is happening? Not hard to do, but we don't notice it, we forget. So that's why we say it is possible. So for example, you're looking at the computer right now. If your eyes are open, you have the working eye door. If you're on this webinar and hopefully you're paying a little bit of attention, try a little bit. Now, instead of just being immersed in what it is you're seeing and hearing, just take a moment and settle back in your body. Feel your body as I'm speaking. Be more in your body at home than out in the screen. See if you can do that. Just feel the body. Maybe feel the back of your body, back of your chair. And now see that the computer is there. There is a computer, even though we've been maybe absorbed in the image. Now just notice the computer. That's possible to do. That's a little bit of a resting moment, a little bit of a break, right? Ah, yes, I'm here. There is a body and I can see the computer and there's a little bit broader perspective. Do you get that, Tom?
Hmm. I can kind of,
Yeah. So
I feel like my vision just kind of steps back and I can see more of what's
exactly,
around me rather than.
exactly. Yes. Normally we're so zoomed in, it's difficult to have any space in the heart and mind. So
Hmm.
this way of remembering the present moment could be pausing, could be taking a deep breath. It could be just settling back and remembering, oh, right, I'm sitting here and there's this room, and we can look around and notice what happens when we do that. Does it actually help our work to have the mind totally absorbed for hours and hours, getting completely exhausted and overwhelmed? Does it actually help us? And we sort of sometimes think it does, but a balanced mind, a healthy mind, can do what needs to be done, right? With skill, with wisdom, with clarity, and actually over time keeping up with ourselves rather than getting to the end of the day feeling completely exhausted and done, that we have no more space to be patient with our loved ones, right? Or with ourself, right? So this is possible. And the teacher that I had studied with, even though he was a monk, before he became a monk, he had a busy job with his family business selling textiles, right, in the marketplace. And that is where he developed his practice. He decided not to just spend the whole day kind of gossiping and trying to just, spin the wheels of the business, but to actually take care of himself as much as he can while also taking care of the business. So we do it in a very relaxed way. Don't put too much energy into the mindfulness, otherwise we feel like it's too hard to do. So very light, remembering. That is really the secret to doing this in daily life.
Well, and that goes right into one of the management concepts that IT professionals know day in, day out. The best touch for managing a user's computer and their experience is the lightest touch. And so if we think about it from
Exactly.
that
Oh, that's
perspective,
beautiful.
you do not want to be heavy-handed. You do not want to be engaged in such a way that that folks have a negative experience around IT. It's all about providing guardrails without providing chains.
Perfect. That's great. I mean, that analogy is fantastic. Again, if we want to be doing this caretaking of the mind, it needs to become natural.
Hmm.
Natural, meaning in some ways effortless, even though we have to put in the effort of remembering, and we'll overshoot of trying too much, or we'll undershoot of not doing enough. Over time, we start to learn, what does it feel like to just remember where we are, that there is a body, it is breathing, and check it out and see, does it actually interfere with the work that we need to do? Or does it give us a perspective, balancing the mind, the mental energies, and now we maybe even have more skill of going, oh, and sometimes this is, we often, say that eureka moment often happens when we're relaxing in the shower or something. It's because a relaxed mind and relaxed body actually functions better.
Hmm.
So the light touch of awareness, not hard to do, difficult to remember. It's not tiring. In fact, it's the opposite of that. It's coming back home, right, to a more relaxed state, even when we're in the conceptual mode. And we have to be able to use our concepts and our thoughts. But that is not all that's happening in any given moment. So over time, even as we're busy in a conceptual moment, we might also be able to relax the shoulders or take a deep breath, even as we do deep conceptual work. That really is, it is possible, and it's part of our practice over time.
Please subscribe and check out more content from us.